Welcome back to Grammar Grade 12. This is Unit 1, Lesson 4, and today we're widening our view of the pronoun. You already know the personal pronouns, I, you, she, they, but English has whole other families of pronouns that do very different jobs. We'll meet 4 of them. The ones that ask questions, the ones that open a clause, the ones that point, and the ones that stay deliberately vague. Learn what each family does, and you'll never mistake one for another. Let's begin. Let's map out where we're going. Every pronoun stands in for a noun, so we don't have to repeat that noun over and over. But the 4 families each carry a distinct job. An interrogative pronoun asks a question. A relative pronoun opens a subordinate clause and ties it back to a noun. A demonstrative pronoun points something out. This one, not that one. And an indefinite pronoun refers to people or things in a general, unspecified way. 4 jobs, 4 families. We'll take them one at a time. First family, the interrogative pronoun. Its whole purpose is to ask a question. There are 5 core ones: who, whom, whose, what, and which, plus their emphatic cousins ending in ever, whoever, whatever, whichever. Listen to one at work. Which of these routes leads to the summit? That word which is doing the asking, and here's the neat part. It's holding the exact spot where the answer will eventually go. Say the answer aloud, the eastern route, and it drops right into the place which was keeping warm. Second family, the relative pronoun. Instead of asking, it opens a subordinate clause, a subject-verb word group that can't stand alone, and it stitches that clause back to a noun. The relative pronouns are who, whom, whose, which, and that. Watch. The violinist who tuned the orchestra bowed first. The word who launches the clause who tuned the orchestra, and that whole clause circles back to describe the violinist. So a relative pronoun does double duty. It starts the clause, and it links the clause to the noun sitting right in front of it. Third family, the demonstrative pronoun. This one points. It singles out a specific person, place, thing, or idea, and it comes in just 4 words. For things nearby, we use this for one and these for many. For things farther off, we use that for one and those for many. Here at point, these are the giraffes I'm proud of. The word these reaches out and picks a particular set of giraffes close at hand. So the demonstratives sort themselves 2 ways at once, near or far, and singular or plural. Fourth family, the indefinite pronoun. Where a noun names someone specific, an indefinite pronoun stays general. It refers to people or things without pinning down exactly who or which. There are a lot of them. Everyone, someone, anybody, each, and either. Also, few, many, several, all, some, and none. Listen, everyone in the studio submitted a portfolio. The word everyone gathers up the whole group without naming a single person. That's the signature of an indefinite pronoun. It points at people or things, but names no one in particular. Here's the part that trips people up. Indefinite pronouns control whether the verb is singular or plural. Some are always singular: each, either, everyone, someone, even when a plural noun follows them. Each of the finalists was nervous, not were, because each is the real subject, and each is one at a time. Others are always plural: few, many, several, both. So we say many of the finalists were nervous, and a handful sit on the fence. All, some, none, any, and most take their number from the noun they refer to. Some of the cake is gone, but some of the cakes are gone. Let the meaning decide. Let's fold the whole lesson into a quick check you can run on any pronoun. 1. Is it asking a question? Then it's interrogative. 2. Does it open a clause that describes a noun before it? Then it's relative. 3. Is it pointing? This, that, these, or those? Then it's demonstrative. And 4. Is it general, naming no one in particular? Then it's indefinite. And remember to check whether it wants a singular or a plural verb. 4 questions, and you can sort any pronoun into its family. Let's try some together. In this first set, I'll show you a sentence with one pronoun in bold, and you name its family: interrogative, relative, demonstrative, or indefinite. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. The archivist who restored the map won an award. Look at who. It isn't asking anything. Instead, it opens the clause, "Who restored the map?" And that clause circles back to describe the archivist. Because it begins a subordinate clause tied to a noun, who here is a relative pronoun. Whose is the umbrella left by the door. Here, whose is doing the asking. It's launching a genuine question, and it stands where the answer, some owner's name, will go. Because its job is to form the question, whose is an interrogative pronoun. Several signed up before the deadline passed. The word several stands in for a group of people, but it names none of them in particular, no specific who at all. Since it refers in that general, unspecified way, several is an indefinite pronoun. Now for agreement. Each sentence has an indefinite pronoun as its subject. Decide whether it needs the singular verb or the plural verb, then pick the right one. Pause and choose before I answer. Each of the musicians blank warming up. Don't be fooled by musicians. The real subject is each, and each is always singular, one at a time. So it takes the singular verb. Each of the musicians is warming up. Few of the tickets blank still available. The subject is few, and few is always plural. It means more than one. So it takes the plural verb. Few of the tickets are still available. Some of the harvest blank already spoiled. Some is one of those it depends pronouns. It borrows its number from the noun it refers to. Here, that noun is harvest, and harvest is singular, a single mass. So some takes the singular verb. Some of the harvest is already spoiled. Let's gather what we learned. First, the question and clause pair. Interrogative pronouns ask, who, what, which, while relative pronouns open a subordinate clause and tie it back to a noun, like who or that. Second, the demonstratives. This and these point to what's near, that and those to what's far, and they're always specific. And third, the indefinites. They refer in a general way, everyone, few, some, and they quietly control the verb, with words like each staying singular, many going plural, and some taking its cue from context. That's 4 families of pronoun mastered. Next lesson, we turn to action verbs, transitive and intransitive. I'll see you there.